We've all been through periods of our lives where we've allowed other people to take advantage of us, and other times we settled for situations in which we knew we deserved so much more and so much better, thus leading to a lack of self-respect. As obvious that is, there is a fundamental truth that we often forget, which is that we owe it to ourselves to respect, honor, and cherish our own being. So today is just a reminder of that, a reminder to each one of us that self-respect is a cornerstone to a healthy, authentic, and fulfilling life. Welcome to Conscious Matters. I'm Melissa. On this channel, I talk about conscious living through empowerment and holistic wellness, especially mindfulness. Treat yourself as if you are someone you are responsible of helping. In other words, don't forget your self-responsibility. The meaning that we give to selflessness robs us from self-responsibility. Just as we extend care and support for others, we must extend the same to ourselves. We don't need to trade one for the other, only giving to ourselves and not giving to others, or just giving to others and not giving to ourselves. Selflessness is about finding that sweet spot in between both. Selflessness without self-responsibility is a disrespect to yourself. We are our own best advocates. It's just a matter of finding our own voice and being courageous enough to express our wants, our needs, and what matters to ourselves. So to put self-responsibility in a nutshell, knowing that self-responsibility is one of the core components of self-respect, let's use one of the quotes from Eckhart Tolle that says, "Discontent, blaming, complaining, self-pity cannot serve as a foundation for a good future, no matter how much effort you make. By letting go of self-defeating attitudes and behaviors and instead cultivating respect for ourselves, we lay groundwork for a more positive and fulfilling life." Don't take responsibility for ourselves. We do indeed have the tendency to blame others, to complain, to be mad and frustrated with ourselves and our lives and people around us, and end up in this self-pity party in which we don't even see, or at least not as clearly, what we are doing to ourselves, the harm we're doing to ourselves. And I do associate self-responsibility with inner power, because the moment that you take responsibility, it means that you realize that you have the power to change, to make a different choice for your life in order to attract different results. Because if you continue on the self-pity, complaining, frustration, defeating behaviors, you are self-betraying yourself. In other words, you're pretty much saying, I don't have a choice or a say in anything that happens to me, and I'm not in charge of my life. And self-betrayal is the path to lead you to let yourself down over and over and over and over again until it becomes your reality, if it's not already. And that kind of behavior, that kind of thinking leads you to let yourself down, to self-doubt, to procrastinate and neglect yourself. All of that is self-betrayal. All of that is saying, I don't have any power. I'm a victim to my life. I'm a victim to others. I'm a victim to situations. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself that you are capable. You have to trust yourself that you are alive for a reason. And your mind, your heart, and your life experiences have an impact on other people around you. So what would you like that impact to be? You cannot just be a bystander to your own life. But when you trust that your existence matters, your existence has purpose, you will end up avoiding self-betrayal. Because this self-betrayal erodes your self-respect. It's a powerful realization when you see, when you believe, when you trust that you can redirect yourself to the path that is meant for you. That you do have the power, that you do have the choices, that you do have self-worth, and that you cannot allow other people or situations to treat you less than. Because people will treat you just like you're treating yourself. I was about to say if you show people, but it's not about showing anyone or proving yourself to anyone. It's about treating yourself fairly so people have the guidelines of how to treat you. If you don't respect yourself by never having boundaries, and sometimes when you have boundaries by never holding them, by not holding your word, by being a yes man or yes woman, you are giving the guidelines to other people of how to treat you. So This is not something that comes naturally because of the way that we've been conditioned. Sometimes we've been conditioned to people please. Other times we've been conditioned to put ourselves last. Other times we're conditioned to feel like we're never enough or we worthless. So obviously all of that has an impact of how we behave and show up in life today. However, the difference between today and the past is that in the past, you didn't have a choice. In the past, you were just absorbing whatever upbringing, conditioning, environment you were in. Today, you have the choice and you have the freedom to be able to learn, educate yourself, and make different choices. But for that, once again, self-responsibility and stop avoiding self-betrayal. So you can start respecting yourself and giving that motto to other people around you. So when we're talking about respect, it's very easy to talk about others. That girl had an attitude. That person disrespected me. In that situation, everybody was against me and saying things that were not fair to me. So we tend to deflect our responsibility to others. But let's talk about respect from a self perspective. When we engage with abusive self-talk, when we're being so harsh with ourselves that we would never dare to speak like that to another person we care about or another person in general, or considering how you may allow manipulation and control over your own life, how perhaps you have been prioritizing other people's needs over your own, disregarding your own desires and wants and needs. Also think about those times where you've succumbed to dishonesty with yourself and also betrayal of your own values, no matter the reason why. All these instances are acts of self-disrespect. There are many times that we have to stop and look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves the right questions. What did I do or what am I doing to let other people disrespect me? But most importantly, why am I allowing my own self to disrespect myself? When you start respecting yourself, you expand on your self-reliability, and that is where your true power is. When you're able to count on yourself, to keep your word, to keep your promises that you made to yourself, that you keep on showing up for yourself, even when it's the hardest, that's how you know and when you know that you can count on yourself. And when you can count on yourself, you are set. You are set. This is where real self-empowerment stems from. Because when you know that you got you, no matter what's going on around you, the people, the situations, the delays, the mistakes, the failures, it's okay. You know that you will always get back up. And that also builds resilience. And the more that you build on your resilience, the more that you're able to take leap of faith, aka risks, but also to overcome challenges in your life. And life is made of different challenges. So the more that you're equipped with self-responsibility, avoiding self-betrayal, self-reliability, and all of that creating self-respect, you're good. You're good to go. It doesn't mean that the road's gonna be easy, but it will surely be easier. There is a quote from the actor Clint Eastwood, which makes the correlation between self-respect leading to self-discipline. All in all, recognize and release all of the behaviors that you do or even the thinking patterns that you have that push you away from self-respect. In doing so, you realize, if you haven't already, that self-respect is not selfish. If anything, it helps you to be stronger, to be able to help others and to be there for others and support others. You can only build a fulfilling life once you have self-respect, when you cultivate self-respect for yourself. Share in the comment section, do you struggle with self-respect? And if so, how? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay true, keep showing up for yourself, and let your soul lead the way.